Hello, everybody, and welcome to playoff race number 1 of the final round. And we're starting it off at Talladega. So, 3 races to start the final round. I'll show up the points now on the right side. Round 1 complete at the end of last week. It is a 6-car shootout with Nathaniel Anware, Randy Arms, Lilith Peters, Kyle Ritchie, Jonathan Mazzella, and Jonathan Swartz. The top 6. It is a 8-point gap between everybody currently. And we're going to go to a few different racetracks right here. I am super excited this one. Unfortunately, my co-host Alex will not be able to make it. He just sent me a message saying his, his house is, his bathroom is flooded, so he's not going to be able to make it. But, yeah, so it looks like it's just going to be me tonight, and I'm excited for that. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to have a lot of action and a lot of chaos, I'm assuming. So we will, we'll definitely make the most of it and have a lot of fun with it. But Talladega this week, Martinsville, and then Phoenix to round off the season. Practice is out now, or over now, and we're heading into qualifying. So, last look of the points, not going to be much to talk about. There is, we're going to run it like it's a 3-race final round like the normal playoffs. It's not a 1-race shootout or anything like that. There is points, track position, and everything matters. But now into qualifying. So, with a lot can happen, we're going to try to load up a few different things real quick because I never got the chance to. If it doesn't load, then oh well. Yeah, this one is going to be a eventful one. Obviously, Talladega. I mean, it can't get much more exciting than Talladega. There's a lot that could happen tonight. Watching Jonathan Mazzella here pull out on the racetrack. Stopping now. But tonight is Dega. I mean, as if you had to pick a final round, who wouldn't want Talladega and Martinsville in it to end off the season? This one, I'm so excited for. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get what I actually had in it. Let's see, Norris first one. Landon Quisenberry going to be the first one to try to set a lap here. Damn it, why is this thing not working? Race Labs is being funky for me in qualifying, so I apologize as I'm still kind of messing with it. But thank you, Mikey Adams, who I will try to get to. He is not qualifying right now. I was going to try to get to him. For sponsoring tonight's race, Mikey Adams, get the effing milk 200 tonight. We all love Mikey, fan favorite. Didn't make it last week, but was able to sponsor Dega, and it is cool to see him be setting it. First one on the board is going to be Landon Quisenberry with a 54.4 to be the first one on the board. Randy Arms going to be second. Now Shields go top of the board. We're going to see a lot of jostling for that top spot. So Eric Shields top of the board right now. We have a lot more coming across. You see Casey Brown here. We'll try to focus on the playoff drivers in the race, but more likely you're going to see the whole field in it as we watch the man himself, Jonathan Mazzella, up on the high side. It sounds like there is somebody's having problems, or at least the sound is. Sounds like he's about to blow up. So a few different cameras tonight as well. Riding along with Lilith Peters from the helmet cam. On the apron of the racetrack, tries to wash up a little bit through the corner, trying to cut as most distance as she can. It's her third on the board still. Eric Shields, top of the board. We'll see if anybody can beat him. Randy Sample goes top of the board for now, crossing the line. Now we're going to see all the laps start to come to an end with a minute left in qualifying. The top 5 are all within 100th of a second. Now Swartz goes 6. Peters, Brown, Nippris, Jonathan Mazzella we're watching now. Landwehr goes top of the board. Nathaniel in the 66. Norris across the line. Austin Norris goes second on the board. Believe his first race with us as well. 1,700 iRating. Pretty good lap there for Austin Norris. Lucas Alvarez across the line. Does not improve, I don't think. So there's still a few drivers to finish up their laps, but it looks like everybody is done. So 7 seconds left in qualifying. Oh, Trevor goes top of the board. In the shiny 89, Trevor, in the last seconds of qualifying, gets the pole to start the Get the Effin' Milk 200. And now the field is set. We're going to give you a rundown of the field. On the pole, it's going to be Trevor Asworth in the number 89. To his outside, it's going to be Nathaniel Landwehr, your points leader. In P3, it's going to be Austin Norris and Randy Sample to his outside. In row 3, it's going to be Eric Shields and Michael Cochrane. My apologies. Randy Arms and Matt Frady. Matt and Randy were going at it for that last transfer spot last race, but 2 guys who are in this round are going to be starting in row number 5. Jonathan Mazzella and Jonathan Swartz. And P11, Lilith Peters, the last one into that final round, will start 11th with Casey Brown to her outside. Jared Lindsay, one of the fastest during the season. He's going to be a little bit further back for the Super Speedway. And to his outside is going to be Jake Nippris. Then we have Jeremy Flanagan and Jackson here. Brandon Shermershine and Landon Quisenberry, going to be P18 and 17. Ryan Tiller and Mr. Lucas Alvarez. Just behind them, we have the guy who is deep in the field, but is looking for a good spot and finishing spot for those points in the playoffs. Is going to be Kyle Ritchie, and then Sam Demian to his outside with Dylan Falovich and Casey Hearing just behind them. 2 teammates of Kyle. Speaking of Kyle, his brother, Kevin Ritchie, is going to be P25. Didn't get a qualifying lap. Matthew Helm there. Tony Scarbo is going to be P27. Humphreys, Ian Humphreys in the 53. Tony Scarbo. And Mikey Adams is going to round out the field in that True Moo 28. So it's a 29 car field tonight with a lot on the line. 3 final races to end off the season. I'll show the points once again. These are your playoff drivers: Nathaniel Landwehr, Randy Arms, Lilith Peters, Kyle Ritchie, Jonathan Mazzella, and Jonathan Swartz. So be on the lookout on the left side of your screen. The 66, the 8, the 41, the 58, the 1, and who am I missing? 66, 8, 1, 76, 41, and 58 are going to be your playoff drivers. So be on the lookout with where they're at on the leaderboard throughout the night. We'll try to make sure that they stay out of the wrecks. The first stage, or when the caution will fly, will be around lap 20 to 30. The whole race is 80, so these drivers can almost make it to that halfway point with that stage. 3 sets of tires. We'll see how much the handling of these cars turn to be. And then stage is 20 to 30, so keep that in mind. Hopefully these drivers try to ride, but we'll see how the aggression level stacks up for all these playoff drivers. So the pace car lights are out. 80 laps here at Talladega. The pace car makes the hard left turn to pit road, and it's a long wait until that restart zone. Trevor and Nathaniel are going to lead them to the green. Final round of the playoffs. Race 1 is green at Talladega. Trevor jumps up to the high side right in front of Nathaniel. Now is back clear to the bottom. So now everybody has to get in line, figure out where they want to be, and make their friends. You have teammates, you have friends, but now your friends are where you find them. As Darrell Waltrip and Mike Joel used to say. So Trevor and Nathaniel still side by side, and it's like a high-speed pace lap through the first lap. A little bit further back, there might be problems, but it blinked out. A little bit further back, though, Kyle Ritchie, right in front of his brother, the furthest back playoff driver at the moment. So we will see how well Kyle is able to make up the time. He is on the back foot starting, but I have a lot of expectations for Kyle to make his way through the field. But a lot of cars he has to pass to get up there. These cars sound a little weird. I don't know if they updated them or what, but we got a change for the lead. Randy Sample to lead. First new leader of the night on lap 2. 79 to go. We'll see how many lead changes we have by the end of it. Dylan Falovich is the first one to try to go 3 wide up on the top side. So as a playoff driver, who knows how aggressive everybody's going to be. And one guy who's looking, maybe not necessarily for payback, but to prove himself he belonged in it. Matt Frady lost out by 2 points to make the final round at his hometown track in Las Vegas. Wasn't able to make it. He's locked on the back bumper of Michael right in front of him. Sinclair, 42, going to try to push him to lead. So they're trying to roll the outside line, and these Xfinity cars everybody says it's one of the lesser packages, but I think it has some of the best and best super speedway packages personally. There's a little bit of a bubble, but you can still get to the back bumper with a little bit of help. You can obviously bump draft, lock on pretty well. The truck in next gen, you just get big runs and can drive through whoever, and it causes a lot of stack ups. But at least with this Xfinity car, it kind of spreads the field out just a little bit, and it's harder to build runs, which makes it a little less luck dependent. We're seeing that from the outside now with Matt Frady and Michael Cochran on the outside. He's going to get clear now. So Michael to the bottom, Matt to the top. Casey Brown and Jake Niparis are going to try to follow. And here comes the boys with TTSL. See Kyle Ritchie and Dylan Falovich just behind him, his teammate. And Tony Scarbo is going to try to go with him as well. Already a 3-wide move in the middle for Trevor. Gonna try to go to the middle, force his way there, moves Casey Brown up to the high side. Now they're gonna be 3-wide. This should allow the bottom to pull just a tiny bit. But they want it up to the top side to try to fill that gap. Go with this, and then my apologies, middle of the race, doing this. So already we're seeing a lot of aggression with Trevor trying to get back up to the front after losing the lead kind of early. So Matt's going to lead out the line. Another new leader. Anything can happen in these 80 laps, but not really much fuel saving here at the moment. A lot of, not necessarily chaos, but a lot of lane changes as we got a flyby going right by there. As caution's out. Problems on the back straightaway. A lot of cars going to be involved. Tony Scarbo's in it right as I missed it because the cameras from Fox are so great. Caution is out. Lap 6. First one flies of the night. Let's go back and take a look at her. Let's see what happened here. Up on the high side there. Kyle Ritchie. Ooh, Nippris. Jake Nippris into the back of the 88, which spins Quisenberry to the inside. Randy Arms is able to avoid it. Peters, oh, Lindsay, nowhere for him to go. And there's chaos. Most cars are able to avoid it, though, but let's ride on board with Jared Lindsay and see what he saw. Just up in front, a little bit of a wiggle. Comes down, Scarbo in the 59, locks up the brakes, and Lindsay in the left rear. Hopefully he doesn't knock him out, but a lot can happen here at Talladega with as much as going on. Let's ride on board with Nippris and see from his point of view what happened. Kind of gets to the right rear, just a bad push. Gets in the back of Casey Brown, which spins him around. And Casey went for a ride. Luckily, able to keep it going, but chaos ensued behind him. Another look from on top with Nippris. Nippris barely able to avoid it. But everybody else wasn't so lucky. Few playoff drivers, though. Lilith Peters did a good job of avoiding that. We got a lot of time here at Talladega, so we can kind of go back and take a look. Sees the smoke. Doesn't check up too much, but just enough to squeeze through the middle and avoids it. So Lilith Peters able to get by, but already problems for these playoff drivers. We'll see if how many cars come down pit road. We see Matt Frady stay out. Trevor stays out. Daniel Jackson, Eric Shields, Austin Norris, and Lilith Peters trying to gain some track position here. Let's get a quick word in with actually our leader and the guy that stayed out, Matt Frady, and try to get some information from him. Hey, yo, Matt, this is Bubba Darrell here on pit road, man. How's the fuel situation looking? We see that you stayed out on pit road, man. What's thoughts going on?
Figured I was out of the championship, so I might as well just try to win all the stage points.
Well, man, you sound like your cat just died and you're really depressed. Anyway, the Talladega here, did you party a little bit too hard there on the strip last night or what?
I got a toothache that's killing my mouth.
Oh.
So, kind of just, yeah.
Especially with your business, you need that mouth, so you better go to the doctor, man, and get that fixed up.
You're going to lose your business when I put my foot up, yo.
All right, Matt, well, we're going to talk to you another time. This was Bubba Darrell on pit road.
Yep.
Actually, all right, back up to Cave in the booth. Bubba Darrell, I don't get what his
Yeah,
problem is.
let me talk to Cape more. I
Anyway,
hate Bubba
yeah,
Darrell.
Bubba Darrell's I think partied too hard on the strip down there. Anyway, how long on fuel can you guys run?
Uh, Somewhere between 24 and 27, I
Okay, so
believe,
you guys are
somewhere
good
in that range.
for the stage, or
The
about halfway
stage,
with the cautions and stuff
hopefully,
like that.
yeah, with the caution, yeah,
So,
I think we'll be all right.
okay.
Even if it does go long, maybe. I mean, for sure, if you're behind somebody at least, and you're in the draft up front, it might be close. So I'm trying to do a little saving here. Um, I
Get
think
behind
when
the
we go
pace car, you can use
green,
the draft off of it. Save a little fuel.
yeah, I think when we go green, it'll be with 10 to go. So,
All
I mean, I
right.
still got 20 laps. So, I mean,
So you should be good
ideally,
then. Yeah, you're good to make it then. All right, so you can make it about 20. You can make it 30 with a caution and 20 if it ran straight green.
yeah, somewhere around there. It'll be 20, like I said, anywhere from like 24 to 27.
Alrighty, well, we know that you are at the choose now. You pick the bottom. We're going to let you get back after it here and talk to you here in a little bit.
Okay, sounds good.
Matt Frady there with a toothache. Bevel Darrell with a bad attitude talking towards him. But he picks the inside line. Trevor is going to start just behind him. It'll be Daniel Jackson on the front row. So a lot kind of changed there. So Nathaniel, the first one on pit road, had a 27-second pit road time. Just took fuel. I don't think that we saw tires from anybody, but fuel seems to be a worry for a lot of these drivers. But with the few cautions, doesn't seem to be a problem for Matt Frady, who's, like he said, out of the playoffs. So he's trying to make sure that he can steal all of the playoff points, I guess. So we got a few in chat. Missed the start. Yeah, the start is. Tiller, you missed the start. You back out there though? Tiller's back up. All right. What's up, catching with Bo in chat? Got a few drivers in here. We got 10 people watching. So we're coming back towards the restart. We saw the crazy moves that started to come out. I think that was a little test for what we could see later on. Saw how aggressive Trevor was, kind of shooting the middle. Was able to get away with it. Filled the hole. Now the pace car's back to pit road. We're going to get back going on lap 10. It's going to be 71 laps to go. Matt slow rolls into the restart zone. He fires, and we're back green here at Talladega. So Matt gets a good jump there. They are able to pull away second between Jackson and Eric Shields. Looks like the top side just didn't get lined up together and really hasn't been able to go anywhere. Now they're going to get a big run down the back straightaway. Jackson, big push from Nathaniel and Sample. Locked on. Trevor goes to the outside line. Jackson's going to try to go 3. Nathaniel's going to stay middle. So Trevor's going to get shipped out to the top side. Now he understands where Nathaniel's loyalty is going to lie or when he shouldn't make that move. It's all learning here in the first half of the race. Who's going to play with who? But Trevor to the point. Nathaniel's going to push them both clear. And that moves Frady back third in line. Now the top side's going to be led by Randy Sample. Nipper's just behind him. Nippers may have a Brad Kozlowski front end on it with the push that he gave previously. So Nippers might not be the car that Randy wants to be pushed by if he had a choice in the field, but looks like he's going to get a good one here. They're going to try to take the lead over. They're going to be side by side. I don't think we're going to see 3 wide until way later on. We see 2 by 2 here, but I think it's just going to be a kind of, not an accordion, but drivers get to lead. They think that the bottom is going to roll, and then the top starts to get lined back up together, and then they get passed and cleared, and the bottom seems to stay kind of where it's at. So right now, Randy's going to be clear. We'll see if he goes to the bottom. Looks like he's going to stay to the middle. Now he's going to stay to the top. So Randy not being too aggressive, but first one's on the top side. Ryan Tiller getting that outside line to work. Getting a push from Casey Brown. Going to drive by a lot of cars here on the top line. Here goes Norris to the top. Going to try to lead that top line. So Tiller, Casey Brown, and Matthew Helm going to be the first three to commit to it. Kyle Ritchie as well. Now, a lap after I say, we probably won't see too much of the 3 wide action. They start to go 3 wide here through the tri-oval at Talladega with 69 laps to go. Ooh, big wiggle. Trevor barely clear over Randy Sample. Almost was a wreck, but was able to save it. So push Nippers. Spooky, scary skeleton going on. So Trevor leads the bottom, Nippers leads the middle, and Austin Norris leads the top line, and we're starting to see that top line slowly come into play. And look at where a few of these playoff drivers are. Jonathan Mazzella right in the middle, that bright 41. Orange 41. Just behind him, Swartz. He's in the middle of this mess. I mean, right on board with Swartz. This is what he's looking at. Nowhere for him to really go. Cars everywhere. Can't see if there's a wreck in front. So he's really, I wouldn't call it a, sandwich yet. I don't want to call it a death zone, but if there is a wreck, the middle is not the spot that you want to be in. And he's in that spot right now. Same thing with Mazzella just in front. So 2 playoff drivers. Where Lilith Peters is, just underneath them, is not a bad option. On the bottom lane, you have options for places to go when you're on that bottom lane. When they wreck, especially in the corners, race cars like to go with the momentum and go up the racetrack. So Lilith Peters on the bottom is a smart play, especially if they wreck, say, that second row. It'll check up, a row or 2 back. They'll more than likely get into it. And then Lilith Peters can duck underneath before they start coming back down the racetrack. So Lilith Peters in a pretty good spot. And you see a few cars further back. Michael Cochran, Kevin Ritchie, and Mikey Adams just kind of coasting. Nobody's really willing to get up there. Same thing with Randy Arms. He's middle, giving himself options for places to go, but he's sitting in that middle lane, P21 right now. Isn't willing to try to make moves to go and try to lead it. So a lot of these playoff drivers are playing, it's about a 50-50. Half of them are up at the front of the field trying to go win this thing, or to go take the lead, win this stage, and half of them are pretty content. Randy got loose there. What happened to Randy Arms? So Randy got loose and a little bit of contact there. Looked like Jeremy Flanagan fed him a right rear and put him up in the outside wall. I don't know how much damage Randy's going to have. Looks like Kevin is going to be okay with backing up to try to help Randy, but that is big. Right rear contact. Forces Randy up into the outside wall. Jeremy Flanagan not clear. And that changed a lot for the playoffs if it were to stay. So now the top side is led by Jonathan Swartz, being pushed by Matthew Helm and Kyle Ritchie. Kyle still trying to work himself up there. Now Nippers is going to go to the outside. As the motors sound like bees now for some reason. He's trying to get clear. He does have a hold to the middle. So we'll see what lane he goes with. Nippers has the right rear damage. So Kyle's going to try to leave him out there. Dylan's going to give Kyle a push. Trevor and Lilith, the front 2. completing both lanes. Now Kyle's the next one to jump back up to the top side. So they're coming through the dog leg of the tri-oval. Sorry. Lap 17, completing lap 17 on to 18. So it's 2x2, 4 cars, and then we see the first 3 wide. The furthest 3 wide has been up to the front of the field. Kyle Ritchie up to 9th. Looks like he's going to get to the 3rd row. Is Swartz going to go up? He tries to. Kind of feeds a right rear. There's going to be contact. Eric Shields is going to be around in front of the field. Everybody's going to be involved. Quisenberry's in it. Sam Demian's in it. And the mediocre one strikes on lap 18 here at Talladega. Go back and take a look. See what happened. Looked like it all started there with Swartz. Kind of got a little loose. Dylan Falovich, nowhere for him to go. Let's see where he is. Falovich right here. Right on board. It's just really the Toyota nose kind of sent him into a few cars underneath. And so you see the front bumper, it hooks with the Toyota nose when he gives Kyle a push. Kyle's momentum led him that way. And then down the racetrack into Quisenberry. And Quisenberry down and around in front of everybody. Shields got involved in it as well. Right into the back of. And it was on from there. So a lot of cars already involved in it. You see Mikey Adams trying to make his way through. Sponsor of the race, Mikey Adams, up to P9 here running right now. Sees fighting and coming down. A little bit of right foot damage, but really shouldn't be hurt too bad. He's able to avoid it. So Adams does a good job of minimizing the damage he could have gotten. Just behind him, though, Mazzella. This could have hurt him a ton. But I think he was taking the same route as Randy. With guys that this wreck could help. Randy Arms, get that damage fixed. Come down pit road. So Randy should get it fixed. He should be coming down pit road. Obviously, he's got some toe knocked out. This could be big playoff implications there for Randy Arms. We'll see who all comes down pit road. We're expecting a lot of the drivers that were in it. Landon Quisenberry. We'll see if any of the leaders pit. Doesn't look like anybody is yet. Ian Humphreys. Matthew Helm. Brandon. All right, so we're seeing a lot of cars here on pit road, actually. Either worried about fuel or what it may be. So cars on pit road, Randy Sample. Trevor Asworth. I need to ask Trevor how you say his name. Let's, is he in Discord? Let's see. Let's try to get an interview here with him. Trevor. Actually, I don't see him in Discord. We're not able to get an interview with Trevor. Let's go ahead and talk to Randy Arms. See how he's feeling after that contact. Randy, do you got a copy? Oh, nope. Where did Randy go? Where did Randy go? Where did Randy go? Randy, you got a copy?
Yeah, I think you put me in the wrong broadcast booth.
Did it go? Okay, I was not sure if it went to the wrong one or not. Well, we saw the contact earlier. Kind of got fed a right rear and hit the wall pretty hard. What happened from your point of view there?
Yeah, I think the 72 said he thought his spotter said clear, and kind of surprised me more than anything. But yeah, his right rear hit my left front. I got the wall pretty good. Had a little over 6 minutes of damage here, so I'm gonna try to get her fixed here for this caution. then under the stage, and hopefully get back out there and be good to go for the rest of the race.
Well, we know one of your favorite drivers is Dale Jr. I don't know if he is your definitive favorite, but I wasn't fully sure. I'm pretty sure. But you're obviously in the 8 in the Mountain Dew scheme. Dale seemed to have pretty good luck here at these Talladegas. You're going to be on the back foot, but day could go any way. And with 6 minutes of damage, a long caution lap, you could get that thing fixed. What do you think your chances still are here?
Yeah, if we can get her all fixed and back up to speed, I think we got, or she just gives chances as anyone else. So hopefully we'll get her fixed and see if this Mountain Dew Chevrolet can bring us the same luck as it brought Dale.
Well, let's hope it's the junior and not the senior, because if you have the luck of the senior, things will not go good. So
He's pretty good at Dega too, though. So
RP Dale, gone too soon. Wish that you were in here. Do you think Dale would have played IRacing?
I doubt it.
Really? You don't think you'd try it once?
No.
Even if Junior
I don't think so.
developed it?
Yeah. He didn't seem much like a technology type guy.
You know, I have to agree, but all right, we're gonna let you go. 60 laps here, Randy. Good luck. We'll be talking to you here in a little bit.
All right, thank you.
Randy Arms there. Going to try to get all of his damage fixed. And with the points, not going to be a good one, especially if the stage does come out. So we're in that window for the stage. We go green here. From here to lap 30 at any time, a random yellow will be thrown for the points. So we'll see how that goes down. Must be Randy Sample and Nathaniel Landwehr to lead him back. Randy Sample and Nathaniel Landwehr are going to lead them back. Lap 21 restart. In the stage window, this is going to be the dash for the stage. Randy fires and we're ready to finish off the first stage of the race. Finish off the only stage of the race. At any moment, this caution could be thrown. It could be thrown at the end of this lap. It could be thrown at the end of 8 laps. So we'll see who's going to be the aggressor and who's going to go try to take that stage win. We know Matt wants to go try to take it. Knows he has an opportunity to try to steal it from all those playoff drivers. Feel like he should be there. Right now, Randy Sample leading. Top 3 are not in the playoffs. Now it's going to be a big block from Trevor right in front of Nathaniel. Trevor going to try to take the lead. Lilith Peters gets shipped out. So all these playoff drivers, remember, up at the front of the field, the 66, 76, the 1. Or some others a little bit. Everybody else is kind of further back. The 58, those 4 cars all right next to each other. But Lilith Peters is going to get spun out. They're all trying to finish next to each other. They don't have to worry about beating the other by a ton. They just have to finish near each other. Kyle's the first one to try to attempt the 3 wide. We saw Lilith Peters drop back from it. Wondering if she was going to jump up there with him. She thought better of it. So big push from Nathaniel there. Going to try to push Trevor either clear into the lead, because right now he has it. As they go back into the corner, a little bit of contact. Nathaniel and Matt. Possible net code. They weren't really too close, and it just kind of wiggled. That's going to hurt the top lane or the middle. That's going to allow the top with Kyle Ritchie and Ryan Tiller to start to make a move. Matt Frady has an opportunity if he's clear here. Starts to go up, but he's locked on the back bumper of Randy Sample. Matt and Randy had some good battles in the truck Thursday night Thunder deal we had set for a few races. So those two are pretty friends with each other. But now we're 3 wide for the lead here at Talladega. any lap, the caution can be thrown for the stage. And right now, Kyle would have it. We'll see who's going to get it at the line. It's a 3x3x3 throughout the field. 3 wide, 4 cars deep to complete lap 24. A little bit of contact again. From the bottom and middle to the top, with them side drafting each other being so close, it's become an interesting way that the top has made ground just because the bottom and middle are running each other so hard and side drafting. Now the top's going to drop back just a little bit. Tiller not able to get to the back bumper of Kyle Ritchie. But the top's trying to come back, just hasn't been able to do it yet. Running on board with Randy Sample, leading this field. Little push from Matt through the tri-oval. The tri-oval is definitely a spot where you might want to be a little easy pushing, but Matt seems to have the confidence in it. No stage yet to be thrown. So now they're just side by side. Here comes the top. Here comes Brandon. Kyle Ritchie's going to get turned in front of the field. Kyle Ritchie sideways, locks it down, doesn't get hit, but gets turned, and that will be the stage. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. Kyle Ritchie on the top side. Just got a bump. Got a bump from Matthew Helm. I can't really tell. Was there... Looks like Helm came up the track, got in the left rear of Kyle, spun him around quickly. Little, we'll say, help from Landon to get him straight. Then everybody else able to avoid it. But wow. Great moves from everybody able to avoid it. So Kyle, with that point, he was P4, 6 back from Nathaniel, but no stage points. His competitors in the stage, though, 4th, 5th, 6th. Let's see if we can go back to the field. Mazzella's not going to get any. He finished 20th. He's just trying to survive. So 4th, 5th, and 6th for Landwehr, Swartz, and Peters. So good points for them. Nathaniel gaining the most points of those playoff drivers. Already had a 4-point gap. Going to be a little bit more now. Randy Sample gets the stage win. So good aggression from him. How he took it and everything like that. Wasn't too aggressive. Didn't make too big of moves. We do see the rear bumper damage from Trevor. There's a little bit on the right rear, I think, actually. It looks like it is right now. Maybe you just can't see it from on board with Matt. We should see drivers come down pit road here. Let's get an interview with Randy Sample, our stage winner. Randy, do you got a copy?
Yep. How you doing?
Well, I know that you're coming down pit road, but we're going to talk to you here, make it hard for you to get in your box. But talk to us. You saw the intensity early, and then we saw the moves that you were able to make to get through the field. But tell us how you were able to get that stage win and what you learned in these first 30 laps of the race and what you're going to be able to apply for the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Intensity picked up a lot there after that caution lap 20 or so, and just staying out front and trying to avoid the bad pushes from behind and trying to hold on to it. I had a couple sketchy situations there going into turn 1, I think. And I think just trying to stay out front. If it gets a little too sketchy, might go to the back and ride for a little bit. Just kind of see if it cools down for a little while.
Yeah, well, you're usually not one to qualify for these. Usually you start at the back, and all of a sudden you qualified for this one and start close to the front, able to get there pretty early, and you've been seeming to be one of the best cars tonight. So, is there a reason that you qualify tonight, or what was kind of the thought process?
It's probably I just like super speedway racing, and other tracks like more of a tire saver kind of guy. So usually just riding around saving tires, and it's been working out. A few top 10 finishes, so still trying to stay out of the way of the points battle and stuff like that. I think I started a few races into the season, so
Yeah, you weren't able to
this race
make it. We know that you weren't able to make it, but definitely throughout the speed that you've shown all year, should have probably been there if you ran all of them. We'll see if you're able to at the end of, or at the start of next season, if you're able to make it. But we're going to let you get back after it here. You're coming back to the choose. So good luck, and we'll be talking to you here in a little bit.
Thank you.
So for you drivers, come back down pit road, Swartz and Landwehr. So they come down pit road, which if you're in a few other situations, like Randy Arms, I just don't know if you give it that track position. Jared Lindsay just came out of the pits. He's 27th. Flanagan's still out there. Quisenberry's 21st. You're going to be starting behind 20th. They're good enough to make it back up. They've shown a lot of speed and working together. But with the luck that comes into play at these super speedways, it's a ballsy move from those two. Especially with at any moment you can be involved in something that isn't your fault. So we'll see how aggressive they are getting back to the field. But one guy, the highest new runner of the playoffs, Jonathan Mazzella, in the 41, to his left rear is Lilith Peters. So Lilith Peters, another playoff driver. We're gonna see how they race each other, with the opportunity of the two that are leading the points, or at least the one who is got the advantage with 4 points heading into tonight's race. If they will race a little bit more aggressive here, try to get to the lead to keep Swartz and Landwehr back. We could do a little bit of crank it up for a restart here. What do you guys think? Be something different, a little bit fun. Especially with these things sounding like bees now. Okay, appreciate that, motorcycle. Appreciate you taking off. Cool. Pace car is going to pull off, though. Randy and Brandon. Brandon to lead them back. Stage complete. We're going to go 51 left. Randy fires. We're back green. Let's crank him up. It's called the transparent bar there as we went by it with the flag stand. It's to keep the flagman safe and the driver, so we can let that bar disappear when we need the driver to be safe if it's going to be too much of an abrupt stop. But Randy Stample still your leader. Matt Frady going to lead the outside line with Lilith Peters pushing. So playoff drivers pushing 2 non-playoff drivers to lead the field. We got Brandon in the 44 on the bottom with Kevin Ritchie, 2 playoff drivers in the first round. Wasn't able to make it to the second, but did make the playoffs. And showing the speed here at Talladega as well, that they deserve to be in the playoffs and possibly this next round. So it's side by side, 10 cars deep, and then we see once again the next car up there, Kyle Ritchie in the 76 with Dylan Falovich trying to get the top side working. So they've really tried to get it working, and I don't know if that's a play by them just to see who will go up there, or if that is a, I don't really care what happens, if something happens, we're either going to get to buy it or be involved in it. And I think that's possibly the strategy that we're seeing with Dylan not in it for points, just coming to show up for a super speedway, just trying to help his friend in Kyle. But right now, everybody's seeming to mind their P's and Q's and not pushing too much as the top side is starting to come with Kyle Ritchie leading it. Now his brother Kevin Ritchie jumps to the outside. And now it's the Ritchie hookup. Three by three once again for the lead. They may be brothers, but they never race each other like they're teammates or anything like that. They usually chuck each other out, move each other if needed. So they're working together here on the top side, but right now, anything can be happening. And it's a dead heat at the stripe. 3 by 3. Now, there's 3 by 3 side by side. When does a mistake happen? If they're able to run like that, at least the first 3 cars in each lane are sitting good. You're guaranteed a top 10. 9 cars in a grid, you're guaranteed a top 10 if it runs green. Obviously, the drivers will have to pit, but if it were to end like this, now you're going to see the first one. Kevin Ritchie going to do his best Dale Jr. impression. And go from the top lane to the bottom, leaves his brother to dry, and that killed the top lane. Kevin Ritchie leaving it. Now that allowed the middle to start to get a little bit of momentum as Kevin blocked the bottom. So Matt leading Lilith in the middle. Lilith just trying to survive. She's in a pretty good point situation, as well as that MoFlow Racing 41 on her inside. Little bump for Matt. Tiny bit of a wiggle. Shouldn't hurt too bad. Got Sample on the bottom. Kevin Ritchie leading it. You can see the whole field just behind. Nobody's getting too intense yet. A guy a little bit further back. Randy Arms in the middle. 1 lap down. Is in position for the lucky dog. But anything can still happen. If he gets that lap back, he's got a ton of damage. But it looks like he's okay with being where he is. He's not trying to push and make his way up through the middle. He's okay. But we see a lane change for Lilith Peters. Goes to the outside line. Doesn't work. It works out when you have Kyle Ritchie and Dylan Falovich on it. Kevin went up there and it worked. But since then, the top really hasn't been there. Now it's going to start to go up. Quisenberry goes up there. Tries to pull the top side towards him. Now goes back to the middle to defend from Tiller peeking a nose there. They're battling everywhere, but the guy I want to see how he's battling, fan favorite and sponsor of the race, Mikey Adams. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, the sponsor of tonight's race Tell us how you're doing there, bud. P19, looking like you're doing kind of the conservative strategy.
That's exactly what the hell I'm doing. Have you seen how these Hornets are racing right now, dude? It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a little damage with that second. I think the first one that went around. Flanagan came across my nose. We got it fixed though. We're fully repaired. But like you said, we're just playing the conservative right now, just holding it back and wait until we get enough fuel to finish. Then we'll worry about getting up there.
Yeah, we know you saw that you had that contact. Is that car fixed or how's it still driving? One guy that is definitely hurt is on your outside right now with Randy Arms, who was in a big mess, 6 seconds of damage and everything like that. But how's your car driving?
We got her all the way fixed. We only had a minute 17. We was able to get it done in that last caution. So we're doing good right now. We're 100% repaired and ready to get up there to the front.
Well, 2 more things for you. We see that you're kind of chilling. When do you think it's go time? 42 laps to go. You know that there's still a pit stop, but when do you think it's go time?
If I'm being honest with you, I ain't gonna express that. You'll just see on the broadcast when I get up, when I go.
Well, we will be watching, but we see Mazzella dropping back a little bit. But before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to talk about why you sponsored this race, why it's called the Get Effin' Milk 200, and why you sponsored Talladega.
Well, sponsored Talladega, obviously, because it's my home track. Went there this past Sunday. It's where I took my dad for his first race. It was where I went for my first race. So that's the reason we had to sponsor Dega. And it's just called Get the Effing Milk because that's what you got to do when you go here. You got to get the fucking milk, brother. Ain't no other way to it. But I appreciate you letting me sponsor it, and I appreciate everything you do for the broadcast. Appreciate everybody coming out and watching, and appreciate all the support. Appreciate all these guys that come out here every night, you know, every Tuesday racing, you know, putting on a show, and, you know, just, yeah, that's it.
Well, we appreciate you sponsoring it. We love having you. We'll be talking to you here in a little bit, no matter what happens. So, good luck, especially on the pit stops. Be safe, and we'll be seeing you here in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
What chat were you in? Were you with Casey and them?
Ain't lifting. Yeah, ain't lifting.
Okay. All right, Mikey Adams there, back into his chat. Back up to the front of the field, though. Matt Frady and Randy Sample are really going at it. They've been side by side the last few laps. The third lane has still not evolved to what it was earlier. Now it's starting to go. It looks like when you get the 2 Toyotas, Kyle Ritchie and Dylan Falovich on the outside, it really does roll. And now it's rolling a little, maybe too much. Does somebody try to block it? It doesn't look like it yet. Matt's really dropped down on the bottom. Kevin sideways off the nose of Lilith Peters. But they're still 3 wide, halfway. I mean, we're only halfway through the race, and we're 3 by 3, 4 rows back. So right now, nobody's side drafting, pushing too hard, but the aggressive level is starting to pick up as even halfway through, as there's a few lap cars going to be on the bottom. That's Nipperis. Slow car's going to be in the way. That's Nipperis and Lane. Ooh, that was a little closer than I would have liked. Anyway, Lindsay able to stay out of the way. Same thing with Nipperis. Oh, Trevor to the middle. What was that? I don't even know what that was. Oh, thought better of going down. Was not clear on Matt and really thought twice. Looked like he was really committed to it, then backed out of it. But able to save it, so Trevor doing a great job. Been one of the more aggressive cars tonight, but has kept himself clean and out of trouble so far. So now it seems the bottom rolling. Randy Sample, Kevin Ritchie, Matt Frady, the sandwich. Or the meat in that sandwich. So just doesn't seem like the middle and top are too organized right now. The bottom really is going to roll. This is going to allow Lilith Peters to get up there. Now Kevin's going to try to make that topside roll. He's going to try to get to the lead here at Talladega. Don't think he's going to be able to get it at the line this time. But next time by, he's setting up for it. Trevor's going to line him up, give him a shot. We'll see how big of a run. Perfect time to pull out. Off of 2 is where those big runs come from off the top side. Randy knows it. He's going to try to throw the block, force himself out. He's going to get put in the sucker hole. Randy Sample misses the block. He's now stuck in the middle. It is not going to work out for him. Now Quisenberry's going to have to catch him. Kevin Ritchie has a nose. Now Matt's going to try to fight back with Lilith pushing. Norris on the top side in front of Kyle. So Kevin does lead it at the line. Good call by him. He gets a lap led. Lot of jockeying for position. But as we look at our playoff drivers on the left-hand side, P14, P16 right now, they're coming back. Nathaniel and Swartz haven't made moves to really get through the pack. I think they're kind of okay sitting where they are. Same thing with Tiller. You see Sam Demian, Eric Shields, Mazzella, Randy Arms. So we're seeing about half and half. We're seeing Peters. Peters is really the only one up there. Only playoff driver up there in the top 10. Kyle's trying, but just doesn't have it. Randy's going to get a push and sent to the middle. That was lucky nobody was there. So Kyle's really trying to get the top side working, just hasn't done anything yet. Randy is now going to try to give him draft to get him back up there. Now they're going to be pretty even in the middle. I don't want it to zip a fist file. That would be nice if you would go away. Thank you. Now the big run from the outside line. Here comes Kyle once again. Let's go get a talking and listen to how they're communicating with each other.
Okay, that's messed up.
What do you want, Gabe?
Kyle, you gotta let her pass now so we go to the front. Extra gas.
What?
I'm blinking. Oh my god, that guy's dying behind me. Oh, they're wrecking.
Hey,
Oh, they're dead.
They're not wrecking.
Kyle, they are caution. They are wrecking, but we're not gonna fucking lift. I'm gonna get you to the
Hey,
lead. I'm
Cave.
blowing up. I'm gonna get you to the lead.
I'm in a Cabe. I'm in a C-Fix with Carson Ware.
Dylan.
I'm
Well, you heard I had a fan in there clearly, but there was a big wreck and no caution thrown. Nathaniel could lose the draft. Swartz might lose the draft. Arms is going to lose the draft. And it stacked up a lot of different cars. Shields is going to be parked on the back straightaway. Is parked on the inside of the racetrack now. No yellow. We heard Dylan say he was going to push him to the lead. Was not able to. But Kyle's brother, Kevin, is leading and at the point with Matt behind. Lillis in third. And now that we're in a smaller pack, we'll see how these guys race each other. Guys and girls race each other. Because at the moment, I'm seeing a lot of jockeying. Everybody seems to want to lead and just try to get the middle lane to work, but the only two that seem to be pretty competent and not is Matt and Lilith. They've stayed on the bottom lane this whole time pretty much and really haven't moved away from it. Now with this smaller pack, two cars should be able to do it. A little bit of contact. Dylan's going to give Kyle a push as he's making contact with a 15. It's Lucas Alvarez in the middle there. It's right on board here with Kevin. Matt trying to line up a push, stay off them until the corner exit. Now he's going to push him. Same thing with Trevor. Trevor's going to try to come down to side draft. That allows Matt to get to the back bumper. Kyle's going to go the outside. And I'm trying to pull Lucas off of Trevor. Now we're 3 wide at the line. 2 by 2. The bottom has a little bit of help, but I don't think it's going to matter right now with them being so close. Dylan, big push, and they wiggled. That's not going to help them. Dylan trying to be aggressive, trying to push, just isn't able to do much. Kevin's going to bail out. Kevin, big problems. Into the inside wall.
Well,
I don't think we know what happened to Kevin.
What?
yeah, I think it has something to do with what happened at the house before the race started.
That's
Yeah,
what
your
Yeah, like-
your co-host.
Oh, I know. I heard what happened. Kyle seems to be not too much of a care. Anyway, my co-host Alex is well, mini story time here. Sorry, boys, ruining your teamwork. You guys aren't doing nothing anyway. You guys lost draft. Alex, my co-host, lives with the Richies, and Alex exploded the bathroom and has flooded it. So I'm saying, oh, big move up front of the field. Lilith to lead, but Alex blew up the bathroom. So I think that may have what happened from Kevin. If he joins back, let me know, boys,
What?
so I can try to get an interview.
Hello?
Kevin, what happened there?
Oh,
big
there's
guy?
Kevin.
You were leading the
We-
race and had to bail out.
Yeah, some lady came to fix Alex's toilet.
So you had to leave?
Yeah, I had to open the door for her.
Alex
What
can
good
do it.
Alex?
He isn't doing nothing. Why did you
He's
sacrifice
cleaning, yeah.
yourself?
Sacrifice myself.
You
This is
gotta
some
hold him
behind-
accountable,
yeah.
Cave. He cracked the toilet. It wasn't like he blew it up. He cracked it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sat on the toilet
How
and
many more laps
Alex
you can go?
broke it. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here,
Oh,
boys.
I don't know.
So, story time complete. So, Kevin is not going to be able to do it. Kind of messed up that bottom lane, unfortunately. But Jared Lindsay, a few laps down, 6 laps down, has his damage fixed and is able to get back out there. So, Jared Lindsay's out there. Lilith Peters is going to the top. That was a questionable move. I don't know why she went up there. She's actually letting everybody go. She was leading the field and now goes to the outside lane. I don't know about that call. At the line, Trevor led it. Kyle in the outside wall once again. Really, Kyle's going for it. He just wants the outside line. He hasn't ran the bottom lane for corner this whole race, I don't think. Matt's still at point. So now nobody's on the high side. The top 11 cars, or top 10 cars, are all on your screen right now. Sam Demian is 5.7 seconds back with this group of cars. You heard them all join to try to figure out fuel strategy and everything like that. So Swartz lost the pack, but one guy who was able to make it back up, Daniel Landwehr in the points, playoff driver, leading the points heading into tonight, was the highest finishing playoff driver in the stage. And right now, the second highest playoff driver on the racetrack as there's contact. Kyle able to avoid it. Everybody's going to go to the outside wall. Matt, the most dominant car all night, shouldn't be knocked out. But problems for the front pack happen. Aggressive pushes and 3 wide on lap 54 cause mayhem. Let's go and take a look and see what happened. You see Kyle goes to the outside line with Dylan at the stripe. Can't see it yet. Nothing really happened. Was it a push from Dylan? No, it looks like just maybe Alvarez came up. I don't know. It was pretty... Let me try to get on board, but the cameras aren't working ever. Right here. Get a ride on board here and see what happened. Comes up just a tiny bit. Gets into the 12 of Dylan Falovich, and then they go around in the outside wall. More involved. See Matt up there. He's in the outside wall hard. So Matt Frady, the most dominant car of the race, probably has the most laps led into it. Not able to avoid it. A little bit of contact, then gets hit. Roof flaps deploy. Doesn't go over, but should be able to keep going. Definitely knocked around, but shouldn't be hurt too bad. Right in front of Mikey Adams, though. So new leader, Kyle Ritchie. I may have been wrong. That top side may be the smart place to be, at least for where he was at, was able to avoid it. Did not work out for Dylan, but worked out for him. And he is now your race leader. So, good on him. I also didn't see where Nathaniel, was he able to make it through that? That's something else I want to make sure of. It seems like it. Yeah, he was just far enough back. He dove to the bottom of the racetrack, so Nathaniel able to avoid it. We'll see who comes down pit road and who stays. See Lilith come down. We'll talk to Lilith. We'll make it quick. We'll talk to Lilith and Mikey. Once again, or we'll talk to Lilith and Mozilla. Lilith into the box now. Lilith, do you got a copy?
Hi.
How's it going? Well, we've seen a lot of playoff drivers not in too much trouble, but you seem to be pretty committed to the bottom lane tonight with 25 laps to go. What have you seen tonight that you can apply for these last little bit? And points-wise, where's your mindset?
I got stage points, little lap. And I'm just trying to survive. There's a lot of people pushing too much.
There is definitely a... that is definitely kind of the theme tonight. A lot of people pushing aggressively and just hasn't been the most safe pushes, I guess you could say. What level of aggression do you think will be a good point? Do you think it's too early? Do you think right now after this caution, try to gain as many spots as you can? Do you think the last 10 laps go? Or do you even think that's too early?
I think the last few laps. Anything other than that is a risk if you're a playoff driver.
Definitely. Well, there will be a lot of eyes on you here as you're going to be starting P2 for the restart behind another playoff driver in Kyle Ritchie. So, good luck the rest of the race, and we'll hope to not be interviewing you in the infield care center after a few more laps.
Thank you.
Trying to drag her back into the chat. So let's talk with Jonathan Swartz. We see Adams, Mikey. We're interviewing Mikey. Actually, let's do Mazzella. Let's do Mazzella. We'll get Mikey under green. It's funnier under green. We'll interview him while he's 3 wide in the middle. Jonathan Mazzella, do you got a copy?
I do.
Well. You're I don't know about sitting pretty, but you're not in a bad situation. You got no damage on it. Tell us how you've played this race so far. You're sitting 14th with 24 laps to go, 23 when we come back green. What's your thoughts here?
Well, I was going to stay up front, but they were just being way too aggressive, so I ended up falling back a couple times and double pitting so I could stay in the back. And just now I went to the bathroom, so yeah. My bladder's empty and ready to race.
Well, that is... You don't have a Pepsi bottle or nothing for next day you could use? I would have saved you
I need something. I need something with like at least a 3-inch, diameter, so I can get it in there. If you know what I mean. But no, I got up and use the toilet. It's all good. Have plenty of time.
Well, you're starting a little bit deeper than a lot of your other playoff. Actually, you're ahead of a lot of playoff drivers. You're about mid-pack with your fellow playoff drivers. 24 to go. When does the aggression pick up here on your thoughts with that? Because you're a little bit further back. When do you start making moves to try to get up to the front?
I think this field has one more wreck in it, and after that one, then I'll go. I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna bet on one more wreck and then go.
Well, betting Jonathan Mazzella or Psychic Mazzella, we'll see what one it becomes later on. But we'll be talking to you, and like I've been telling all the playoff drivers, hopefully be not talking to you in the infield care center later.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Jonathan Mazzella there, another playoff driver in the 41. So it's going to be Lilith Peters and Kyle Ritchie. I know I've been saying playoff and playoff drivers, but there's going to be 3 inside the top 4 to lead them back. Almost 3/4 of the race done. We have one last quarter to see who's going to be leading the points in a good spot heading to Martinsville. Green flags in the air, and we're racing back at Daytona. Talladega. Drafty place. Swartz gets down. Immediately leaves Lilith on the top side. Tries to get to that back bumper of Kyle. Will Swartz be clear on the middle lane? Will he go up? No. Yes, he does. Goes to the outside. This is going to leave Kyle not out to dry, but with not a lot of help as there's Fords pushing. Adams dives to the bottom to try to avoid, and the middle lane moving with Swartz and Peters leading it. Michael there sitting pretty in third. And then it's a gaggle of cars a little bit further back. First one to go up to the top side, Randy Sample. P7 looking to make a hole. We'll see him try to side draft here, go down the racetrack a little bit. Flanagan gets to the back bumper of his teammate and Lilith Peters. Trying to get a lead, actually a great run down the front straightaway with a big push from Nathaniel, one of the most experienced drivers in the field. Swartz still with a nose. Lilith now going to try to take it over. Flanagan's a little bit sideways. These cars aren't driving the easiest. They don't have the most downforce like the trucks and Cup cars. So they're definitely a handful when they're running in the middle. Three wide at the line. Test for the finish. Man, ain't that pretty. 3x3. Well, look who's back at the front of the field. Randy Arms. P7, third on the top lane in the green 8 Mountain Dew scheme with his buddy and race sponsor Mikey Adams following behind. Think it would be a bad time to talk to Mikey right now. Let's get a word in with him here. Mikey, do you got a copy?
What do you want, dude? I'm up top 3 wide at Talladega.
That's exactly why I want to talk to you. You're in the interesting spot. You got Randy in front of you. Are you trying to help some of your friends or playoff drivers, or are you just going for this thing?
Both. Get me out of here, though. Communication, please. Get me out of here.
Talking with Mikey there. Clearly under some distress, but he's now going to be second to push Randy on the top side as Nathaniel gets clear to lead the middle lane. So Mikey going to try to help his friend in the 8 with Randy Arms, his teammate. We'll see if the top side rolls once again. Maybe Lilith tries to shuck to the top. But right now, just the top isn't working. If Randy has any damage still, that could be hurting the top lane so much that they're just not able to roll. which that could be a possibility. If Randy, if that damage, you don't want to be the leader with a damaged car, but the two that came from the back finished the stage, pitted again for fuel, and now are trying to take the lead, working together with the middle with under 20 laps to go. Swartz to the point, Nathaniel pushing, Sample trying to hold it on the bottom. Trevor going through the middle, going to be 4 wide. Trevor has made that move a lot throughout this night. It's worked out most of the time, but as these drivers are trying to block from position, they're 4 wide just behind. Tiller on the outside wall. Now more on the outside wall. Holds it up out of the way. Able to keep it underneath him, but it's definitely going to hurt Tiller in the 23. He's going to have to regroup and come from a little bit further back. Now Dylan's pushing Randy up on the top side. Dylan's clearly got the 76 working on the top. We'll see if he's able to push that Chevy. The Mountain Dew Chevy up there, even though he's got a little bit of damage. Mikey's back to the middle lane. Now Mikey's going to try to lead it. But it's 5 cars on the bottom and top trying to work together. Nobody's really committed to going third lane yet. One guy, I think, is right in the middle of your screen. That purple 76 is one that is considering it. We know how well he's been working on the top side with the 12 behind him, his buddy and Dylan Falovich, but will he be able to get back up there? And when does Kyle try to make that move to the outside line? We see it. Mikey's trying, but I don't see anybody going with him here at the moment. A lot of pressure Kyle is under. All right, on board once again with Mikey leading that top line. You see that limiter. The RPM gauges, no wonder these things sound like bees. They're at like 12,000 RPM, almost fully around. The RPM gauge, so no wonder they're sounding like bees. I don't know what motors Randy has put in this series to make legal, but they're running 12 grand on the motors. So Swartz, now where does he block? Does he get aggressive with the blocking? He has Nathaniel behind, 2 playoff drivers that he really needs to beat. We'll show you once again the playoff standings. Was -8 tied with Mazzella, the 2 furthest back in heading into tonight. So he's going to need to beat those playoff drivers, especially the 66 after Nathaniel won the stage. He's going to need to beat them. No matter what, could be by a spot, could be by 2, but as one car, he knows he has to beat a teammate and friend. But for his championship hopes, Swartz is looking to beat that 66 car. Same thing with Peters. A little bit further up in points, starting wise. But Lilith knows she has to have a good one tonight, as Nathaniel and Swartz have been so fast at every other racetrack. She's lost a lot of momentum through the season, and really hasn't been able to gain back the momentum. Was great at the start of the season, lost a little bit of it. Hasn't been too strong late in these playoffs. So she's looking for a big day and momentum starter. Like I want to mention, Jeremy Flanagan saw the contact earlier with Randy. I believe it was Jeremy, but sitting pretty in 8th. He's got his teammate in the 1 leading the middle lane. If they two could get hooked up together and start working, we could see a lot of teamwork here. Teammates trying to help teammates who are in the playoffs and not. But Jeremy, this is why everybody loves these super speedways. Some of the underdogs are able to run a little bit further up front. And nobody has wanted to go 3 yet. 2 Toyotas on the top side. Mikey and Dylan now. But Dylan's got a little bit of damage, so that could hurt him, because he's not been able to make the top side work like he's been all race long. Riding on board with Dylan for a little bit. We'll see kind of how these These runs build. Kind of losing the draft, actually, Dylan here. So now they're coming back around. It's going to be 12 laps to go. Completing 13, 12 to go at the line. At the stripe, Lilith leads it. Everybody in line for now. Who will be the first one to make the big move? Will there be a mistake that stacks up one of these lines and allows the other to get a big run? Swartz clear by a few cars now. Lilith has a run. Going to get back to his outside into 3. One thing to keep in mind too, how hot are these cars in second? The second two, Trevor and Nathaniel. They're tucked up underneath the back bumper of the car in front of them, but they're not getting a lot of air, so they're going to have to be contact between Lilith and Swartz. Swartz is going to try to force his way back up. The whole field's going to give him room, but that stacks up the bottom lane. Now Lilith is going to have to block. She goes, Trevor, contact. What a move. What a move from Nathaniel. What a move from Trevor. And now the intensity has definitely picked up with 10 laps to go next time at the line. Look who's back on the top side. Kyle Ritchie. The next one up top. Trying to lead that third lane like he's done all night. But to the lead at Talladega with 10 laps to go. Lilith sideways. Great save. Big save from Lilith in the middle. A lot of these drivers was able to give her enough room to save it. Now, Randy to the middle lane. Randy trying to work with Lilith possibly to get this top lane rolling. This middle. I just don't see the top working right now. Michael going to be the first one to try to commit to it. Trevor just in front. Helm's thinking about it. He does it. Now Swartz goes up to the top. You see now, everybody in front has committed to whatever lane's moving, they're going to. Doesn't matter. Nathaniel throws the block on Swartz to the middle. Stacks up the middle lane. Trevor back to the middle. Squeeze play between Helm and Casey. With Trevor, the meat and the sandwich there, Helm gets shucked out. Trevor's done that move all night long, and it's worked out so well. But with under 9 laps to go, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it on a guy like Swartz. Nathaniel for the win, maybe. I don't know. A lot can happen. Humphrey's up the racetrack. Almost into the side of Trevor. Now Landwehr opens the door for Randy Sample to get a big push from Casey Brown. So Casey to the point. Or Randy to the point. Casey to point. The second car line is not clear though. Lilith with a good push. Do the tri-oval. You don't want to be too hard through the tri-oval pushing. That John Deere Ford. Haven't seen him all night long. At the line that time. Sample got it. 8 to go. Eight laps to go. Playoff race. Race 1 of the final round. Where do we see the first move? Who's going to be the car to pull out? Will it be Randy? I don't think Randy and Trevor have the car with their damage. Trevor on the rear, Randy with that right front damage. Will he be able to pull out? They do. I just don't. They're going to need a lot of help, but the top side is rolling all by themselves. What great racing we have in Speedzone Esports, Talladega, and the Super Speedway races. Kyle has a big run on the outside line. Nobody's committed to blocking it yet. I think we're going to see it maybe stall out if Matthew can get to Kyle's bumper. Not yet. Does Randy go to the middle? If Swartz has a run, does Randy try to block the middle? Here comes the run. Trevor goes to the top. Kyle lines up the push. Daniel leads the bottom. Swartz leads the middle. Trevor leads the top. Kind of a squeeze play, Trevor down the racetrack, but a lot of pushing happening now. Kyle's going to try to put Trevor into the middle lane. 4 wide. This might not work. Mikey middle, able to survive. Kyle also able to survive. Matthew Helming side drafted. There's Mazzella stuck in the middle. Mazzella able to clear the middle with Trevor on his outside. Now Mikey. Mikey to lead the top lane here at Talladega. Has a shot with that 76 of Kyle Ritchie behind him. Does anybody try to help Mikey? Fan favorite, Mikey Adams. To the top, Swartz and Landwehr to lead both lanes still. Nobody's committed to going 3 yet. 5 to go. We heard Mazzella talk about it before we went back green. His plan was to wait until the big one happened. You're within 5 laps now. It's go time. No more waiting. If you're collected in it, at that point, nothing else that you can do. He's got to go. He's got to try to make up the track position, especially in his point situation. Nathaniel leading. If Nathaniel wins this race, that puts everybody so far back in the points with the most dominant car all season long, with the points lead out of the wild card. But still, Nathaniel leading. Doing a great job managing both lanes. But now, the top side, Kyle Ritchie and Mikey Adams has found each other. They're working together. Mikey Adams with a huge run. Mikey to lead the top lane here at Talladega. 3 wide for the lead. Nathaniel blocked the bottom, went to the middle, made the run, fall away from that middle lane. Now Randy's going to get to the back bumper of the 58 to give him a big push. Now, here we go. How good of a push can Kyle give? Mikey, Kyle's going to be the outside wall. That's going to kill the outside line. I don't know if he was trying to go to the outside of Mikey, or if it was just a bad time to try to go for a push and he lifted, made the car tight. These cars have ran green for so long that the tire wear has definitely become a factor. 3 to go. Anything now. There's no helping your friends and trying to line it up. It's your friends or where you find them. Big push. Going to cause a little bit of a stack up through the middle. Trevor's going to really shoot the middle between all the playoff drivers. I don't know if that's going to work. Caution. Scarebo around. I don't know if... I saw orange. Was Mazzella in it? Mazzella was in it. Jonathan Mazzella, one of our playoff drivers, got stuck 4 wide and was involved in it. Oh, it was just contact hard in the back of the field, actually. Flanagan into the back of the 59 at the same time that Sam had a run into the right rear and hard in the outside wall. Mazzella is going to be out here at Talladega. And with his point situation already down on points heading into it, a very unfortunate night here for Jonathan Mazzella. The pizza man is out. Not fully out of the playoffs yet, but out here at Dega, has an opportunity, but is definitely going to lose a lot of points here. You never want to see that happen, especially from your playoff drivers. But playoff race, final round, Talladega, green, white, checkered. This is where the fun begins. Anything can happen. Nathaniel, your points leader, has to defend for his life. Sets him up perfectly for this final run. Randy Sample has looked for a win all season long. Heard him earlier say he loves this super speed racing, has been so good all night long, and is looking to finish where he is now, but one spot better. Swartz knows his point situation, has to beat that 66. How aggressive does he get needing to get around Nathaniel? Does he try to push him? And if you're coming to the line behind him on the outside line, do you just say bail out and try to side draft him to beat him and lose second or third possibly, just to try to make sure that you gain points on him? Who knows? Casey Brown, one of the fan favorites and nicest guys in the field, never races dirty, but this is where he has the opportunity to try to gain as much spots as he can. With starting P4, he's got a shot at it. Randy Arms was damaged early, 6 minutes of damage, and look where he's at now. That was in the teens. Now we're green, white, checkered. He's got an opportunity with starting P5 here at Dega. Just behind him, the Milkman, Mikey Adams, sponsored the race and is sitting P6. I'm not going to talk much about him. Don't want to jinx it and him blame it on me. Lilith Peters and Kyle Ritchie. Going to group them in together. Playoff drivers as well. They need to get up to the front. They can't let Swartz and Nathaniel Landwehr beat them by too much. They know how important it is to try to get Nathaniel back in the field. He's been so good all season long. And with how he's running tonight, they're going to need a big, big play. Let's get a word in here with Casey Brown. Casey, do you got a copy?
I gotcha.
How's it going there, my friend? Sitting P4. Not too shabby. We saw you working the back bumper of whoever you could to get to the front. We're now seeing you with a friend and Randy Arms behind you. And a few guys that have been up front. Obviously, they're in the playoffs, but I'm assuming you want that win. What do you got to do you think, to try to get that?
Survive. That's the name of the game, isn't it? I mean, you come to these plate tracks just hoping for a chance, and that's why everybody shows up. But, I mean, we've been all right tonight. We got a little skirmish at the beginning of the race, and, you know, I really thought the night was over then, but we've just kind of worked our way back up through there, and racing around a lot of people I trust right now. So we'll see if we can get the win, but if not, we're going to work with Randy and Ryan, and we'll see what happens here on the last lap or whatever. But yeah.
Well, Choose Cone coming up. What lane do you pick? We're going to watch and see. Two go to the bottom. We'll see where they go. You pick the outside. Kind of like
I don't like to get stuck.
Yeah.
I don't like to get stuck on the bottom. I'm just afraid with that you got nowhere to go. You don't have any choices. So we're going to stay up here, and I see Randy's behind me, so.
Well, you know that you have a teammate behind you in Randy. If you go, more than likely he can go. If you have to leave Randy, but you're around a lot of playoff guys, so we'll see how much you want it here, Casey. The nicest and cleanest guy in the lobby. How aggressive does he get? Good luck.
Thank you.
Casey Brown there. Gonna put him back to let him try to take over. So, green, white, checkered. 3 attempts at it. Here goes one of them. Speedzone rules. 3 attempts at a green, white, checkered. This race could go to anybody. At any point. Randy, we heard Casey was involved in anything. Playoffs or not. At this point, how much do the playoff drivers even think about it? Are they just saying screw it and go for the win? We'll figure it out. It's Dega. Keep your eye on the playoff drivers. 66, 58, 8, 1, 76 are the ones that are left. Pace car makes the left down pit road. Nathaniel and Randy Sample to lead them back. Green, white, checkered. Get the effing milk 200. Attempt number 1 is green at Dega. Good restart from the top line. Randy Sample able to clear on the top line. Here comes Casey Brown. Big push from Randy. He's in a Randy sandwich. The top lane always gets such a good run on the corner exit of 2, but with Swartz all over the back bumper. Here goes Casey. Does he go to the outside to try to block Mikey Adams? 3x3 now. Big push from the top side. The bottom's going to get a nose. Here goes Swartz to the middle. How aggressive do the blocks get? Swartz to the middle. Big push from Randy Sample. Casey Brown gets shucked out. Coming to the white. 4 wide in the back. Mikey trying to lead the top line. Trying to lead his True Mood 28 to lead. White flag. Contact. Kyle Ritchie around. Saves it. No yellow. White's in the air. Where does the run come from? What lane does Nathaniel block? Stays on the bottom. Swartz gets turned. Saves it. Here comes Lilith Peters. To the outside. Mikey Adams. He's going to get spun. Randy Arms wrecking. 3 playoff drivers to come to the line. Who's Randy going to help? Goes with Lilith. Big push. Smart move from Randy. Goes to the outside line. Gives himself options. Here comes Trevor. Tries to sneak to the outside of Randy. Lilith leading through the tri-oval. Contact. Quisenberry around. Lilith Peters. They beat to the line. Peters gets it at Talladega. Nipperis to 3rd. Arms gets 2nd. Trevor 4th. And Nathaniel comes home 5th after leading on the white. What a run to the end as carnage ensued further back for a lot of our hopefuls. What happened? Down the back straightaway, taking a look at it there. Matthew Helm into the back of Randy Sample, just turned him up into the outside wall in front of Mikey. Nowhere for Mikey to go. Up in front of Casey Brown. And here's the running order, which is wrong. Sam Demian did not win this race. It is definitely wrong. Okay. That's messed up. Let's skip through this, please, because this is wrong. Thanks there. Hide this, please. Hide. Okay, it's not hiding. Anyway, Lilith Peters gonna burn it down on the front straightaway. Let's get a word in with her. Lilith, do you got a copy?
I sure do.
Talladega. What a final
Talladega
run.
Boulevard.
Yeah, you can go party at Talladega Boulevard now. But we saw you in that last run get to the bottom lane. Started in 5th after the choose. How were you able to get to the lead and make your move in the final laps to win it and set yourself up pretty good heading into the last 2 playoff races?
Just luck, I guess. I don't know. Luck. I'd like to thank Randy for that push. That was epic.
Definitely a big help from Randy there. He chose you to help, and I think it was all up to him. Whatever lane he went with was going to win, and he chose you. So you might owe him a little bit of give, we'll say, these next 2 races, maybe at the end of it. But a big win for you. We know you had such good speed early in the season. You got it to the playoffs and really haven't shown a lot of speed. You've been up front, but haven't had that winning speed like you did early in the year. but building the momentum, we see the win here at Dega. Where does that put your confidence into the last two races at Martinsville and Phoenix?
I am definitely not as good there, so I'm just going to have to get lucky and not wreck.
Well, it kind of sounds like Talladega, I guess. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But Lilith Peters, you come home with a win. Go ahead and give your shout-outs and who you like to thank.
Thank my teammate Jeremy. He was helping me all race. He got screwed at the end, but at least somebody on our team did good. And thanks again, Randy, and thanks again, broadcasting.
Yeah, no problem. I love doing it, and you guys put on a heck of a show every single week. So it's fun to see you guys go at it as hard as you guys do, and we might have 2 a week heading into next season. 2 races a week, maybe, depending on how everything lies. I know most people in the Discord know, but hopefully we'll see you there for that as well. But Lilith Peters, great day for you, and a great points situation heading into the final 2. Congratulations. We'll be seeing you next week.
Good night.
Good night. Lilith Peters there, able to come home with it. Coming home second, though, Randy Arms, after being knocked out for so early in the race, able to come home in P2. Randy, do you got a copy?
I got you.
How's it going, my friend? You didn't think that you'd be sitting P2 after the first few laps, did you?
No, I still never got all my damage fixed. Still had over a minute, but the car was fast enough that we could get up there and kind of mess around with him. So yeah, just survived the hectic last lap and somehow came home second.
Yeah, you were 6th or 7th, kind of middle part of that pack, really. And then the seas parted. A lot of situations happened to you where you were able to get up there. Tell us kind of what your thoughts were in those last few laps and why you chose to push Lilith coming to the line. We saw it was a one-on-one between Lilith and Nathaniel. You were the deciding factor in it and chose Lilith.
Yeah, we came out of 2 and Swartz got turned sideways. I think that was some net code. It looked really weird, and everything just went to crap. And I looked up and I had 2 cars in front of me, and Nate wins too much, so I figured I'd pick the other car. So I went with Lilith, and then we came out of 4 and some of the field caught us. So I still was, it was still kind of a shit show coming to the line. So yeah, I was able to kind of throw some blocks, throw some elbows, and hold on to second there. So yeah, just I don't know, just crazy last lap, and just I don't know, just felt like maybe my best chance was, for Nate not to win the championship was to pick Lilith. So that's the way I went.
Well, it is definitely a smart move from you to go with Lilith there. She thanked you a ton in her interview, but obviously sets yourself up pretty okay. I don't know if you're going to be the points leader or if Lilith is. Obviously, Nathaniel got the stage win, but heading to Martinsville and Phoenix, you're pretty good at these short tracks. What is your thoughts heading into it after a pretty good day here at Talladega?
Yeah, I don't think I got any stage points today, so I'll probably beat it back a little bit. But yeah, Martinsville, I like a lot. I know it can be pretty crazy too, so just try to, just start up front, try to stay up front, and see, try to get as many points as we can. And Phoenix used to be one of my best tracks, but here, I don't know, the last update they had on the track, I haven't really, been able to figure it out that good. So might have to actually do some practice for that week. So yeah, I don't know, just have to go to work here. Nate, he's gonna be tough. He is every week, so probably gonna need some help with him having a little bit of bad luck and a few other people, and just try to do the best we can.
Well, you definitely have a shot at it here, and it's going to be fun to watch how you guys race each other in these last 2. 2 short tracks with Martinsville and Phoenix. Randy, go ahead and give your shout outs. Love this league and how much freaking great finishes we have every week, no matter what. So it's cool to be a part of it.
Yeah. I just want to thank everyone that keeps showing up every week. We had a good crowd here tonight. Felt like we had some good racing. For as many wrecks as, I guess we didn't have a lot of wrecks, but we did have a few big wrecks. Seemed like everyone was still kind of, or saying it there at the end. So yeah, just want to thank everyone. Or say thank you, for putting on these broadcasts. That gives us something, or say us racers to go back and watch. And hope we can finish the season strong.
I think that you can. After the comeback that you made tonight, I expect to see you making huge comebacks points-wise throughout it. But coming out P2, Randy Arms, congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Randy Arms there in P2, but in third, the underdog himself, Jake Nipris. Let's get him in here and get an interview with him. Where's he at? I haven't seen him. Trevor's in here. Nipris? Jake Nipris isn't in here. Well? Uh-oh. He's not in here, so I can't interview Jake. Maybe I'll wait in case he's watching. Wait. I'll at him. At Jake. Join. Just so we can get a talking in with him. But yeah, Randy, we heard him say points-wise. We'll bring it up here. This is before the race, heading into night. He helped Lilith because he thought that was his best shot at the championship. Knew he wasn't going to be able to drive around the outside of all of them. Helped Lilith to the win. Figured if he could get around Nathaniel, that would be his best bet. So, smart plays here from Randy. And he barely got Trevor at the stripe just a little bit. And Jake was barely able to get there at the end. So smart plays from Randy there. Could be the biggest move of the championship. One thing that will not be move of the championship here. Very unlucky for the 28 and 76 of Kyle Ritchie. Kind of got stacked up a little bit here. Turned a little bit. Turned. Saved it. Was he able to keep going? He does. Able to avoid a few cars. Stay in it. Coming to the line. Where did he finish? I'm not sure, actually. Let me make sure. He got... That's not what I wanted either. I don't know why this is doing this. He ended up 8th. So, not too bad for where he ended up. Especially after being spun. Swartz as well, Nathaniel. So, this could be big for the points. I don't know what way this is going to swing. This is going to be an interesting way. But it doesn't look like Jake is able to join, so... Yeah, no problem, Trevor. Hope you guys enjoyed and liked it and everything like that, because it's fun to do, and points-wise, it's going to be fun to see heading into the next 2 weeks. But Jake not able to join for an interview, so we will end it off there with a heater at Talladega to start the season finale. The final round, it put on a show. Nothing else mattered until we got to the end. And it was Randy pushing Lilith till the end. And nearly a 4-wide finish. Nathaniel loses it on the white flag. Man, that could have been big if he was able to win it. But he's going to have to work himself back into it. And we'll see. But Lilith Peters gets the win here at Talladega. We appreciate everybody for watching. It was one fun race. But the Get the Effin' Milk 200 at Talladega is over. Congratulations to Lilith Peters. And we will talk to you guys in the next one. Have a good one.